Good morning. This is the early rundown. Leading the news today, the government is being accused of moving too slowly to bring in its quarantine hotel scheme for travellers arriving in the country from coronavirus hotspots. Passengers coming from 33 countries on that red list, including South Africa, Brazil and Portugal, will have to isolate in government-approved accommodation for 10 days. But the plan isn't coming into force until the 15th of February. It's been criticised as too little too late, with the Labour Party calling for the scheme to include all international arrivals rather than just those from designated countries. This is Sky News, the headlines this evening. The government stands firm on lifting lockdown in the face of the Indian variant of COVID, but urges caution.
Another criticism is that they just haven't been transparent in the aid cuts, that they've said, listen, we're cutting the percentage, but they haven't been telling these aid agencies, exactly how much they're going to cut their funding by. I mean, have you had any word on how much funding is going to be cut to Kenya as a whole?
No, we're not 100% sure what that is, but we can say that certain specific programs have already been affected.
Violence against women remains devastatingly widespread, and it also starts alarmingly young. That's according to new data from the World Health Organization, which has published the largest ever study of the issue. The research showed that a quarter of 15 to 19-year-old girls were estimated to have been abused at least once in their lives. Baroness Gabby Burton is a member of the Joint Committee of the Draft Domestic Violence Bill, and she joins me now. Good morning. Thank you so much for coming on to talk to us about this.
Morning.
It just seems alarming that it's 2021 and only now we're getting a study of this magnitude. 2013, the data was only on estimates.
Well, look, I think this report makes very hard and depressing reading. But I have to say, having worked in domestic abuse now for some years, it doesn't surprise me at all.
Now, the head of NHS England says meaningful progress is being made in the campaign to overcome COVID vaccine hesitancy. But it is happening amid a pandemic of disinformation. So Simon Stevens believes the country must take on both coronavirus and disinformation with equal vigour. Joining me now to discuss this is Dr. Krista Farrell. She's a consultant neurologist at the West Hertfordshire NHS Trust. Doctor, good morning to you. Thank you so much for chatting to us. And now, in some areas, it's up to half of people from BAME communities who aren't taking up this jab. Why is that?
Well, I think what we've had is we've seen that, there is a lot of people in the community who do not have significant trust in the health service. And I think
you have some pretty impressive co-hosts. Just talk us through some of those. Zendaya, Daniel Kalua, Armando Iannucci.
You did a very good job of pronouncing their names correctly.
Nearly.
No, it's been 2020 has been obviously a strange year for us all. But as far as